A recent study looked at every US stock over the last 100 years and found that well over half of individual stocks couldn't even match the return of a 1-month treasury bill. Basically, the return you could get without taking any risk at all. Just 4% of companies carried the entire market, yet many investors still pick individual stocks hoping to strike gold. The smarter choice, of course, is to lock in that 10%. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 ETFs that can each replace your entire portfolio while also being invested in that 4% that gets those fabulous returns. In short, how to have your cake and eat it too. Investing through low-cost index funds like ETFs is much more low risk and stress-free than picking stocks yourself. It's also very difficult to consistently outperform the market through active investing, which is why most successful investors invest in broad market ETFs. Of course, there are many popular finance gurus who are constantly recommending hot stocks and meme coins that are about to go to the moon. But the truth is that many of those so-called finfluencers make more money from you watching them and buying their courses than from their actual trades. In short, they're not making you rich, you are making them rich. Beating the market is hard, but following the market is easy. You won't outperform the S&P 500 with an S&P 500 ETF, but you won't underperform it either. It may not sound as sexy as investing in the next Nvidia, if you're lucky enough to find it, but it works. Following the global stock market, for instance, has historically yielded an average annual return of between 8 and 10%, which is more than what most active investors are getting. In fact, several studies show that a majority of active investors following the advice of influencers actually lose money. By simply following the market, you're also much better protected against structural long-term risk than when you invest in individual companies. I'm not talking about being immune to market crashes, because you won't be. If the market drops, your broad market ETF will also drop. But markets always recover. Individual companies don't. Early 2000, telecom giant Nokia reached an all-time high of almost $60 a share. The cell phone was riding high and Nokia was the king of cell phones. It seemed like nothing could stop the Finnish company that had started as a pulp mill 150 years earlier. But then the smartphone arrived on the scene, and with it, a new telecom giant, Research in Motion, the maker of the BlackBerry. In 2008, the stock of Research in Motion reached an all-time high of $140 a share. But by then, the first iPhone had already come out and, we all know what happened next. Today, Nokia is trading around $8 a share and BlackBerry around $3 a share. All of this is to say that no company is invincible. New technologies and competitors arrive all the time, old ones become obsolete and disappear. But whatever happens, the market stays. If you're invested in the entire global stock market, it doesn't matter which company wins or loses. All that matters is that the global stock market as a whole keeps rising in the long term, which is a much more certain bet. And the great thing is you actually can invest in the entire global stock market with just one ETF. Vanguard, so the World Stock ETF, the VT, is considered the gold standard in global stock market ETFs. It tracks the FTSE Global All Cap Index, which includes stocks of all sizes across developed and emerging markets, including the US, Pacific and European markets. And with an expense ratio of only 0.06%, it is also very cheap. One of the best parts of the VT is its excellent diversification. It holds roughly 10,000 stocks across 50 countries, covering large, mid and small cap companies. The VT is recalibrated twice a year and market cap weighted, meaning bigger companies make up a bigger share of the fund. So it holds less stock in, for instance, a small cap from an emerging market than a top S&P 500 company. At the moment, about 22% of its assets are in its top 10 positions, which is less than that of similar broad market ETFs. In the most popular S&P 500 ETFs, for instance, the top 7 companies, aka the Magnificent 7, currently account for almost a third of the index. The VT has a solid historical track record, delivering an average annual return of 8.6% since it launched in 2008. The average return over the last 15 years was much higher though, namely 13%. That's because the global financial crisis of 2008 and 9 gave the VT a pretty rough start. The historical average return of the S&P 500 index is a little higher than that of the VT, but the VT is also considered less risky, as it is less dependent on the top American tech companies. Bottom line, if you're looking for one ETF to rule them all, the VT is a solid choice. If you want to bet on the US economy but go broader than just the S&P 500, Vanguard's total US stock market ETF, the VTI, is a great choice. The VTI covers the entire investable US stock market, holding roughly 3,700 companies across large, mid and small caps. And with an expense ratio of 0.03%, it's even cheaper than the VT. The Mag 7 currently make up about 31% of the VTI, which is lower than their share of the S&P 500, but higher than their 22% share of the VT. One advantage of the VTI over an S&P 500 ETF like the VOO is that it offers you a chance to invest in small and mid-cap US stocks that could become the next Nvidia, whereas with the S&P 500 you only invest in stocks that are already big. The VTI is also more diversified than an S&P 500 ETF. The historical average annual return of the VTI is a little over 9%, about 0.5% better than the VT. On top of the average annual return, the VTI also delivers a dividend yield of around 1.1%, which is paid out quarterly. Dividends are paid out as cash through a brokerage account, but most brokers also offer a dividend reinvestment plan, or DRIP, that allows you to automatically buy more shares with your dividend payouts. If you want to bet on the long-term success of the US economy, which has historically been a winning bet, the VTI is a superior choice because it bets on the entire US stock market and offers more true diversification than an S&P 500 ETF. In short, like the VT, the VTI is a great one-stop shop choice for the lazy long-term investor. The last ETF I want to show you is a little different from the other two. You could say this ETF is truly the ultimate lazy investor ETF, because with this index fund, you don't even have to make any adjustments as you near retirement. You could buy this ETF in your 20s and never worry about having to change your investment mix as you age, because the fund will do that for you. I'm talking about the iShares LifePath Target Date ETF. Quite a mouthful. The unique thing about this all-in-one ETF is that it automatically shifts increasingly from stocks to bonds as you get closer to your target retirement year. It has an expense ratio of 0.11%, which is slightly higher than the other two, but unlike the other two, this fund is a little bit more actively managed. So how does it work? Simple. There are multiple LifePath ETFs, each with target dates that are 5 years apart. The furthest target date is currently 2070, the closest 2030. All you have to do is decide which year you plan to retire and then buy the LifePath ETF that is closest to that year. For instance, if you're currently 35 and you plan to retire 30 years from now, you would choose the 2055 target date, which has ticker symbol ITDG. Right now, the ITDG is made up of 98% stocks and only 2% bonds because, the retirement date is still very far away. But as the retirement age comes closer, the mix will automatically change. The LifePath ETF with the target date of 2030, for instance, consists of 53% stocks and 47% bonds. Once the fund reaches its designated year, it merges into the iShares LifePath Retirement ETF, which is only 46% in stocks and 54% in bonds. This allocation is designed to provide a steady income rather than high growth. The LifePath ETFs are a great way for lazy long-term investors to build a retirement nest egg without having to worry at all about whether you should change your investment mix as you age, because, the fund does it all for you. They're managed by BlackRock, which is the largest asset manager in the world. Now, because the LifePath ETFs are still relatively new, there is a slight risk the fund could close, but if it does, you would just get your money back. All three of these ETFs are great for low-risk, long-term wealth building. Which ETF is best for you really depends on your personal preference. If you believe the US stock market will continue to dominate the global market as it has done for the last 100 years, you might prefer the VTI. If you don't want to bet on the US alone, the VT is the way to go. And if you like the idea of an ETF that will automatically adjust its investment mix as you age, the iShares LifePath ETF is a great option. Let me know in the comments below which ETF you like best and why. I'm curious to find out what the most popular choice is, the VT, the VTI, or the LifePath. Maybe you like them all so much you're thinking about buying all three. And you could, of course, but if you do, be aware of overlap, because all three ETFs partially invest in the same assets, which would dilute your true diversification. I actually did a video about the 5 biggest ETF mistakes that investors are often unaware of, so if you're planning to invest in ETFs or already do, check it out so you don't make any of those mistakes. And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow so I can keep making more of these videos. Keep building long-term wealth smarter and faster, and I'll catch you at the next one.